It's the beginning of another weekend, which means more disastrous future and present ahead of us. Seeing the world of Higurashi being, well, held to ransom by the whims of a little girl, one that wants to have it all without sacrificing anything. Unless it means sacrificing everyone, in which case she's fine with that. How far is it going to go? Considering there's still plenty of episodes left in this season, there's probably quite a few misfortunes ahead before a resolution. Are we going to see Hanyu again? Is she going to become part of the frame, or are we still at the whims of the bored god that just wanting to see the world burn? We'll have to find out. But what arc are we following now? We've went through Mion and that, so got a few to choose from. Is it going to be chronological? Let's see. Get a drink, sit down, and let's enjoy some Higurashi. Once again, amongst the sea of stars and crystals and past timelines of what once was. And is she going to get bored if Sadako is heading towards her goal and it's proceeding too smoothly? I mean, how long is it going to be before she completely breaks and gives up, and therefore this timeline loop is of no use? Boredom. I mean, considering some of her actions, I can see why there'd be someone that is entertained by it all, but so you got to complete it. There's no walking away from the table. Did she get told of the consequences? Yeah, here we go. Of if it was to occur differently. And you will never be together. So, all it takes is a careless driver, and we've escaped from this hell. But also, it seems to be a loaded die on the table, because at any point she can be like, yeah, I'm bored of you now. Let's throw something in. Yeah. Is any kind of important information going to be divulged? Can she stay here for a while? You know, I don't want to go back to that summer just yet. Yeah, any sort of advice here. Yeah, everything she had done should have worked out. Why is it just derailing so easily? So Hanyu actually trying to put it. Does Hanyu herself actually have the answers here and is just trying to get her to work it out for herself rather than tell her? Or Yeah, this is like the straw that broke the camel's back kind of thing. Any sort of, yeah, any sort of comfort in these times. That was an odd transition there. Not that I disliked it though. A dream that has happened far too often. I mean, considering that she is about to break and the cause of the break is sitting right there, offering the shoulder to cry on. She seems so pleased. It's like, well, her goal is so close. If she's worrying about it and questioning why, just a little push and she'd accept any answer. Yes, of course. Gods and deities always like to meddle and mess. Just what could the messages be? And considering how vague a lot of reasons, or the multitude of, oh, what does this dream mean? The answer that could come out of that. Hmm. It's you're just missing a key element. You're going to break through and actually inform her of something here. Oh, you see, outside of the loop of everything that we've seen before, this is just, have you angered the guardian god of the village? Supernatural mumbo jumbo nonsense, but I mean, are you talking about her life right here, right now, or the past where she left the village? Because that one hasn't happened. I mean, I almost thought that apostrophe thing that there was a TM. So her saying I need to get right to the case of it and inform her herself, talk about it. Yeah, maybe this would have helped to avoid a lot of unnecessary demises early on. Just get it into her head like this. Are you going to get so? What are you saying that she has to stay in the task that was chosen to for her? I mean, there is a way out, one that we know is would be quite easy, but still, I can't see how it would happen considering Sadako is the one that is tipping the scales, so to speak. To get away from the death and destruction, losing all your friends and everyone you know. The village itself isn't really the issue. Because, it's just a village. Now you're going for the nostalgic play. Think about how everything was, how calm and peaceful it is, how it has treated us so well. Just ignore the cycles and cycles of loss. And when did Sadako become such a devout believer of Oyashiro and you know, the things of this village like that? Obviously, Rena was, but still. I mean, how manipulative it all is. Rather than going for a real therapist or anything, just change your outlook. You know, you want to be here, don't you? After all, that's all she's after. Are we going to get a, red ring, eyes of evil? She seems as though she thinks she's winning. When did this baseball game take place? Okay. I think I remember him. Can't remember what happened though. And why are they playing in the normal clothes? Or are they just on the sideline? There we go. My knowledge of how baseball works is entirely out of various shows and mediums and whatnot. Never played it myself. However, she's had plenty of time to practice since then. Oh, right, yeah. Unfortunately, he's got a golf club, remember? It was for the... They're in danger. They need the help, any help they can get. However, as one that has ample knowledge of things before, yep. Well, you can go home now. Well, his life of wanting to play baseball is over. He's going to drop that dream now. Food. That's some kind of unnecessarily high res fire just then. But anyway, I'm partially remembering this story, but I can't remember the crux of it. Maybe some broccoli as well. You know, despite everything that she's done, killing hundreds, shooting her friends, and destroying the village as she knows it, no, but still, a little bit of vegetables, that's too much to handle. I see. Seems such a fun little. Why is it hovering so much on Keiichi there? Almost as if she's found a new plaything, one that might be a little interesting in of himself. And just to avoid all of the tidying up. I mean, much more than she gives her credit for. Just not in education or the road. Hopefully, there's not a truck traveling the other direction. Remember what happened last time? I remember there being a cranium like a grape. Just to twist the knife a little. It was a game rigged from the start. Actually appeased him. Fairly nice, I guess. It's good that they take winning with in their stride, rather than getting upset or anything. Seems these friends are better than probably some of the others he's hung around with. It's not safe, otherwise you never know who's hanging around. Is is he happier now? And are they happier that he's chilled out a little? For better, well, there isn't really worse. Please don't let her hear that. They do like the new him, and this is all through his own effort. Just a few nightmares and thoughts of what was or what has occurred, or what may never occur. You have to kind of give him the praise there that he has turned his life around despite everything that we knew he was before. He has really turned a new leaf or something, hasn't he? Is it hers? Hmm. You could probably keep it a little safer than that, though. At least put it in a sealed box or something. Well, bend over. I've got this syringe for you. Huh. Is this going to be? Oh no, Sadako is going to live with her uncle. We need to save her. He's such a bad man. I'm trying to think on what or how she's going to spin it though. Because if he has completely changed, then obviously a little pinprick is going to change a thing or two. And obviously, if she puts on a face, it's going to lead people to get the wrong impression. What would be amusing is if he actually saw that she's acting kind of aloof and weird and sought out aid and help himself. Therefore, kind of foiling a bit of plans there. Also, considering this, uh, hmm, not entirely wrong, I guess, because you've got the village herself themselves taking her family name and whatnot and holding her somewhat responsible. I was gonna think like, is she trying to pin it on Katie or something? But that we haven't seen anything like that before, so it won't work. But this, okay. So now he's going to be antagonistic and not try to talk to anyone. But also, what I was started questioning is, considering her knowledge of the world and everything that has happened and everything that will happen, etc., etc., has she gone to see her brother or done anything around that? You know, I know we think she went over and said, no, said sorry or hello or whatever it was. You think, you know, if she wants to spend her life with Rika or not, why not try to see if there's a way out with him, considering she's been in a loop where the virus itself has been cured. Such things could have been happening right under his nose and he didn't know. What a caring family member. How many people is she going to get to break? Did she just go to hug him but then stop? And we've seen, yeah, he's, even though he has himself changed and turned over a new leaf and all that, he's still so ever so slightly still antagonistic. Yeah. Painting herself as a victim. What could have brought him back? Why? Need to do something about it. Let's get the pitchforks. Yeah. Considering his past, it's not out of the what's the word? It's not surprising that they're all kind of ganging up against him and imagining the worst. Really, you know, putting those years of pain to good use there, getting the acting in. You see, previous lines and arcs, there wasn't any redeeming qualities. Even if we didn't see the uncle try to be better. And now, if she's the instigator, if she's pushing it and whatnot and playing the poor child and whatnot, kind of takes some of the weight off of the old episodes, which I don't like, but having another spin at it is kind of interesting. But also, considering the story she told him, you know, how the village is against her because of the family name, what her parents said, blah, 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 blah. There are people which maybe the uncle could turn to and just ask a few questions and not, you know, cause an argument with, just to get to the bottom of things. But I wonder if he's, you know, where he is on that scale of protectiveness over his niece, considering the new lease of life that he has. This is why you should never trust children. They're always up to something. Yeah, as I kind of stated, the fact that we've got this arc, the uncle storyline being flipped on its head, where the reasonings behind it, you know, she's forcing him to take over to live with him, to protect her, and forcing a divide between him and the village, and why he's kind of standoffish against them all, keeping them, that level of distrust at a maximum. If they now get together a vigilante mob, stoke up the CPS calls and all of that, trying to split them up and protect her, and just stoke division even more. Is she also going to, what, burn all of his money and say the village broke in and did it? I don't think this even needs the introduction of the parasite. I mean, what happened in earlier ones? We had, is it where he started to beat the shit out of Keiji and Keiji fought back, and then police dude went a little haywire? Are we going to get that? Are we going to get the policeman starts to step in? So, oh, you're getting too close to the truth. We can't allow that. All I know is it's pretty certain, considering they've mentioned it twice or maybe 3 times now, that if Sadako is the one to go first, ooh no, it's not going to be a fun time for her. So, we know how it's going to end. Being forced into a world without her beloved Rika, and then Rika being able to live in a world where she can actually attend the school of her dreams without having to worry about someone pulling the rug from under her. How is she going to fight back through it? It'd be interesting if at the end of this arc it happens, and then Rika fights to drag Sadako back into the correct timeline. Even if she figures out and finds everything, just because yeah, you went a bit overboard, but come on now. That's what friends do, isn't it? I'm not entirely sure. I'm not certain that replaying Summer 100 times over to die at the end would really. But it wouldn't really change my life apart from the dying part. It would be sat inside for 2 weeks, probably playing games on my PC, die, relive. Oh, playing games for 2 weeks, die. Playing games for 2 weeks. Oh, I'm getting good at this game. That's a lie. Even after like 3,000 hours and stuff, I'm still terrible, so I learned nothing. The idea of the warring gods, one that is just doing it out of boredom, one that actually wants to help. At what point will they collide? Does Hanyu even know of the existence of the other one, which I don't think we even got a solid name of? If only Rika could remember. But to see where all of this goes and how it all collides and falls apart, you have to join me for some more. So if I've entertained you, let me know. If you've enjoyed this episode, leave a like and a comment down below. If you don't want to miss out future uploads, consider subscribing to the channel or joining onto my Discord, because, well, you get all sorts of notifications whenever something new comes out, or polls and votes for new shows, memes, and that's pretty much it. Nothing of value. But for now, get yourselves a bit of rest. Be careful with some of your money. You never know what's around the corner. And I'll see you for the next one. I need to thank each and every one of my patrons for allowing me to believe that everything is okay while they secretly pulled the strings in the background. So, to Aegis TR, Darky26, Squado, Kite, Reds Racer, Ultra Pouring, Wolfie Sensei, Zug, and everyone else, I really wouldn't be here without you. Or would I?